Hello, welcome fellow adventurers and acoustic accomplices to this week's episode of Lyrics from the Vault. I was in the studio this week working on some original material. One song in particular, titled Paddy Whack, I intend to release for St. Patrick's Day next year. Before we get into the lyrics, which are the ones I want to share with you today, I want to tell you a little backstory as to how this came to be, why I wrote it, what was going on in my brain when I wrote it. Most of us grew up hearing that cheerful little rhyme, right? This old man, he played Knick Knack on my drum, or he played Knick Knack on my thumb. We've heard it both ways. But the truth behind Knick Knack Paddy Whack wasn't cheery at all. In the 1840s, around the time of the Great Potato Famine, many Irish families were driven off of their land by the English. They roamed the countryside, living in caravans, trading small homemade wares, trinkets, or knick-knacks for a bit of bread or stew. They would knock on the doors of the English settlers, who now farmed the land that once belonged to them. However, too often, instead of food, they get a whack, or a beating, or a shove down the road. The Paddy in the rhyme was the Irishman himself. Paddy was an English slur for the Irish laborer. Rolling home, as the verses went, wasn't about a cozy return to home at the end of the day. It meant pushing their wagon onto the next town. Still hungry, still looking for food, still trying to find work. Over time, the nursery rhyme softened the sting. It turned a cruel bit of history into a sing-song child's tune. But behind those words lies the grit and pride of people who kept on walking, who kept on working, who kept resilient, kept on singing even when the world gave them a hard road. And that's where my version of Paddy Whack picks up. It's an Irishman's pub rock tune that gives the working man back his voice, the rhythm of the hammer, the sound of the drum, the sound of the road, and the chorus of every lad who helped build this country. Trying to get this right, I wrote so many iterations. I'm going to share with you the one that I landed on and the one that I've been recording this week. This is titled Paddy Whack. From Galway to Boston streets, with weary hands and tired feet, with an eye for an eye and grit to spare, we claimed our piece of freedom here. We built the rails, we laid the track to the tune of Knick Knack Paddy Whack. The chorus is going to go like this: an eye for an eye, this or that, Knick Knack Paddy Whack. And eye for an eye, through thick and thin, Knick Knack Paddy Whack, let the stories begin. Little Frank danced to Southie's docks, with laughter, food, and dreams unboxed. The stories roam from here to there, a woven legacy of Irish flair. They carved their place, they built their stacks, singing the chorus of Knick Knack Paddy Whack. An eye for an eye, this or that, Knick Knack Paddy Whack. An eye for an eye, through thick or thin, Knick Knack Paddy Whack, let the stories begin. Now, across the pond the letters came, with tales of hunger and the lives it claimed. The ocean they would cross once again to bring their kin to freedom's den. From Boston Harbor to Chicago shore, the Irish spirit sang once more. They sing in the alleys, they sing on the tracks, to the hook of Knick Knack Paddy Whack. I hope this coming Wednesday's Let's Make Music, I've got some audio to share with you from the studio as we work on this song. Between now and then, go out and have an adventure this weekend. Meet me back here for our next episode of Fireside Chats.